What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Carx Drift Racing. Today I have something a little bit different for you guys, as I've gotten a lot of questions recently about my settings and how I get my game looking the way I have it set up. Now, I do play this game on PC, so today we're going to be taking a look at my game settings as well as some of the mods I have installed, because some of them do affect the visuals. By the end of the video, console guys should have their games way better optimized and running nice and smooth, and PC guys should be able to have their game looking exactly the way I have mine. As always, guys, if you do enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more just like it, and I'll see you guys in the gameplay. Alright guys, so we're going to be starting with our game settings here. We got our language on English, because that's the one I speak. We got the dynamic camera on for both cockpit and third person. The dynamic camera looks the way the car is going instead of directly over the nose, so it's really helpful for drifting. I like camera shake on. Honestly, it just adds a little bit of weight when you're revving the car out, but if you don't like the effect, totally cool. It's really, it's just subjective. It's really a matter of opinion. In fact, these next couple are, we got ghost minimap and car driver all off. We got rear view mirror on. I believe that's a PC only option, which is crazy to me. I don't know why they don't have that on console. We have the chat off as well, because it's the chat, dude. Speed unit we got in bald eagles per freedoms. Pedal indicator, drift score counter, show distance to the wall are all on. Inclinometer is off though. I think that's the one that measures your angle. I keep them on because honestly I just hide the UI anyway, so I like to have them there if I need them. Camera view button is on right stick because I like my controls to be exactly the same as Forza, because that's what I'm used to. And cross-platform multiplayer is on, so I can play with all of you guys on Twitch. Link in the description down below. Heading into the graphics section next, guys, we got our screen resolution at 1920 by 1080, even though I am playing on a 1440p monitor. Honestly, my philosophy on the graphics setting is just try to save as much frame rate as possible. Honestly, I love this game a ton, but I think its big problem is optimization. It doesn't really run that well, so what I try and do in the graphics settings is to save as much FPS as possible, and then maybe use my mods to bring a little bit more of that quality back. Full screen's on, FOV's at 74 for third person, first person's at 67. Smoke I have off for two reasons. One, it's really hard to see through. Two, it eats up frames. V-Sync's on because I get really bad screen tearing without it. And quality, now this is one that I change depending on what I'm doing. I keep it all the way low if I'm driving, and I go all the way up to ultra if I'm taking photos. That's because for me, when you're driving, you really want performance, and when you're taking photos, you really want quality as far as textures and things. I don't change any of these other settings, guys. I literally just use the stock settings on both, either low or ultra. It's just the stock ones. And then there is one control thing I want to show you. I can make a separate video if you guys are curious about my controls. Let me know if you want that down in the comments. But I do want to show you guys the hide UI control. It's right here, and I have mine mapped to select, but I highly recommend that you guys map this to something. Even if you're on console, it's a huge help as far as saving frames. It seems to me like some of the graphics that are on screen when you don't have the UI hidden seem to eat up a little bit of frame rate, so you guys might notice that the game runs smoother once you hide your UI. Alright, so that is all of our game settings. What I'm going to do next is hop into some driving clips without any mods or anything like that on, so you guys will see exactly what it would look like on console. Alright guys, so here we are on LA Block. This is exactly how the game would look if you didn't install any mods, or maybe you're playing this on console and you use the graphics settings. This is how your game should look. Nice and smooth, definitely better than if I were running ultra. The graphics are a little bit not great looking, and yeah, I like to hide the UI obviously with select too, and that helps a ton. We got some jagged lines though, not a ton of contrast. The colors are kind of bland and washed out, so I'm going to show you guys how I sort of use mods to fix some of those issues and really get the game looking stellar. So I'm just going to pull the car over here, and first one I want to show you guys is Kino. So Kino is an awesome mod, and it does so much more than graphics. I highly recommend, if you guys play carx, to pick up Kino. I'm actually going to hide my head real quick so that you guys can see the whole mod screen. But as you can see, we have a whole bunch of cool stuff to play with Kino Extra. I highly recommend you guys pick this up if you haven't already. The stuff that affects the way the game looks though is here in the weather section. We're going to enable it so you guys can see how drastically it changes the way the game looks. Bam. Okay, so you guys can see this is with it on and this is with it off. We got a lot more contrast, some nicer colors, and way more control over the way the game looks. So we have sunlight brightness here, we have skybox exposure as well, and color temperature, so you can get a nice afternoon vibe or something closer to like noon feeling as well. We got really high quality rain if your PC can handle that, which is so cool. And we even have different skyboxes to play with as we determine the way we want our game to look. So even the default is like super cool. Let me bring my head back in here. All right, what's up everybody? We're gonna go into our next mod here. The game crashed, are you kidding me? And our second mod here, guys, is gonna be Reshade, and we have 4 things that we're gonna wanna check. The big one though is unsharp. Check this out. Bam, look at that. So much more contrast, so much more environment. I think that the unsharp mask honestly does so much for this game, so I highly recommend you guys install this if you're playing it on PC. Now, I actually don't have a Reshade install video. I do have Kino. That's going to be down in the description below, but I don't have a Reshade one. So if you guys want that video, make sure you let me know down in the comments. I also like to throw on some anti-aliasing, which just smooths out some of our jagged lines. So SMAA and FXAA. And then there's some cool other filters too that you guys can play with. I think Magic HDR can be kind of cool. And then there's a bloom as well that's nice on this game. Neo Bloom. It's subtle on this map, but pretty cool. Adds just like a little bit of a glow to things. But those are the 4 I use: FXAA, SMAA, Unsharp, and there's one more. Where is it? AMD Fidelity, FX Contrast Adaptive Sharpening. So that's really just a couple things to smooth the game out, and then one that adds a little bit of contrast and a little bit of environment as well. And that, guys, is gonna do it for our carx visual settings. If you guys did enjoy the video or found it helpful at all, feel free to leave a like down below. Subscribe for more carx content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Taking no L's, I'm on their coattails with a cash cost.